Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon here. Funky Dineva then set the social media streets ablaze. He didn't had it. I think it was a little bit of a kiki at first. He didn't know what was going on, but honey, he had to come and set the record straight. And I guess he was saying, "You got me fucked up." You got me fucked up is what he's saying to his friend Tamar. And he still was extending her grace even through, because he was really, 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 all he wanted her to do was to just go on social media and say she's fine, or to say that Funky Dineva, is her friend, this, that, and the other. So people would stop thinking that he tried to offer her. We made a little fun video over here. But it was, my thing was like, he said he ain't got nothing to do it. My name is Benny and I ain't in it. All for it to be just a dog and pony show. She over here stunting like her daddy. I mean, why are you being the stunt queen? And we know she's a stunt queen. We know that. So I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of what he had to say this afternoon. Here we go.
I want y'all to name a world where people accuse you of drugging somebody, doing something wrong to them. That faggot ain't nobody friend. That sissy punk ain't never been nobody friend. He hate black women. I know he did. There seems to be this misconception that I ran to the internet, told what happened to this girl, and then all of this other stuff happened, and that is not the case. That is not how it happened, okay? For the record, so many of y'all out there are so committed to disliking me and only wanting to view me through the lens of being some messy punk that you can't see the forest for the goddamn trees. Tamar Braxton took to her social media first. She almost died in a pool of blood and fell out. In on the joke, bitch, we both finna make a coin. All of a sudden, now they want to call me on a three-way FaceTime. Talking about, Q, please don't do this. Y'all, please don't do this on the internet. They steady calling me. I'm not answering the phone. I'm not answering the phone. No, man. He's like, Q, please don't do this. No, let her ass feel what I felt over the weekend. Let her ass feel what I felt over the weekend. She talking about, so then she gonna write, let me read this shit. Let me read this. Then this lady got the nerve to write, please don't ruin my project. I've spent so much money for this project. This is my career. Girl, this is your career. This is my life. Are you serious right now? These people accuse me of doing some of the most heinous things I've ever been accused of on the planet. And the only thing you got to say to me in this moment is, please don't ruin this for me. I spent my money on this project. This is my project in my career. When all I was asking was for you to go back to your stories and put, Funky Dineva didn't do anything to me, guys. I was resting. I should have said something earlier. That was all you had to do, and it could have been done with on my end. Even in this very moment, that was all you had to do, and it could have been done. I want y'all to name.
He said, in this very moment, that's all you needed to do is just come up there and say, that's my friend, hey, he ain't had nothing to do with this. And you could have kept your little dog and pony show going. But you come down here and say that you woke up in a pool of blood and you're missing teeth and this and that and the other, and you almost died. So he comes and he does admit in his video, maybe he probably just shouldn't have said nothing, but he knew, everybody knew that they were together that weekend, that Saturday, I believe it was, or whatever day it was. They were together and they, showed partying and everything, pre the party before he actually got away for his birthday. And this was like his birthday turn up with her. Well, so since it was, all over social media, and this stuff's supposed to happen the same night, he came out and said, I don't know what happened to that lady. Everybody was like, what? What you mean that lady? He said, all I know is I started, she texted me the next day or whatever and said that she needed Dr. Heavenly's number. So he didn't think, he was thinking, okay, maybe she get her teeth done or whatever. So then he started, getting texts and seeing things on social media that this lady about died. So then all of a sudden people started taking off with it and going down the rabbit hole and saying he had something to do with it. I understand how he felt. At first he was like, Kiki, he had like a little wanted sign up to his page. He's wanted for trying to off her. He also, he kind of, did a little bit of that. But then, when people were doing like these think pieces, like he really had something to do with it. And I believe bigger YouTubers were really putting sauce on it. So, and I guess it really, because he kept trying to call her. And that's the thing, call or text, nobody would return his call. So when she dropped this, here we go. Let's go on to let me share the screen. When she dropped this bull crap here, let me go here. I'm going to go over. When she dropped this here.
But we already know you shouldn't even be dealing with him.
And you around here going through by that lady's husband? What? Girl, you a better woman than I ever be.
Oh, wait a minute. They are not together.
Okay, Vince, I need advice. What do I do?
Well, you gotta love yourself first.
I didn't cheat. I got taken down.
And you expect for him to get over that?
I ain't know
gonna get real life in there, bitch.
No, it's about to get real life in here.
Either you cut it, I cut it.
No, we're not cutting it.
Okay, well, I'm cutting it. Just give me the goddamn shit. I'll do it.
You guys were not equally yoked. But there is a time where a man stops being a hoe, right?
When they want to.
Well, as long as they hang down in the front, they're gonna run. But they don't want you running.
If he's the only thing I got, well then I must not have a lot.
I gotta pee.
I'm myself, but I've grown, baby.
So he was worried that people were going to think, okay, he was in on this hoax. But no one is, because he's not in on the joke. He don't know what's going on. So when that dropped yesterday, then everybody was like, oh, because right before that drop, people were saying she was seen with Mandisi, however you pronounce his name, because I don't watch the show. Not that I can't watch the show, but I just have never watched it before. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, that she was all cuddled up with him. Then it was like a little, I think she put that out there. But then there was something said about, I think it's Yandy was supposed to have beat her up or somebody. I don't know. People were all just making all these different conclusions. So he come down here today and he was like, let me set this record straight. And, because he had a horrible birthday weekend. Looking at what people are saying on social media, him thinking something really is wrong with her, all for this bullcrap to come out. And you over here being the number one stunner. When she got Tony Braxton over there shaking the table, we know something is up with the little sister Tamar. When she also went out there and said that Candy and Todd tried to jump her, we know she puts 10 on 20 or 20 on 10, however you say it. We know that's what she does. And all he was looking for is still now is for you to come out and say, hey, friend, Funky Dineva's my friend. No, he had nothing to do with this and this and that and the other. I'm just reading some of your text messages or whatever, or reading some of your comments. I've been resting. If she want to still go along with this fake thing that she lost 4 teeth and she woke up in a pool of blood, all for you to put this lame ass song. I mean, the song probably might be fire, but this is lame. Why are you doing this? Just like when you had Krishan to come on stage. For what? Wait, Krishan, if I'm coming to see, and I think Tamar can sing. But if I think I'm going to a Tamar event at the winery, what the hell I want to see Krishan on stage for? Tamar ain't much younger than me. She gotta be she knocking on 50's door. She gotta be late 40s. And for you to do all of this and you see your friend out here, and the main thing you can say is don't ruin this for me. I put my money into this. Girl, what clout is you chasing? This is ridiculous. Y'all let me know. How would you feel if you were reaching out to your friend and thinking something had happened and you were the person that everybody know that she was with, and she says all these things that happened to her? And I thought to myself, but she almost died. Why the heck would she be out here making comments on social media or putting posts? I know I wouldn't if I almost died and I'm about to be really seeing King Jesus. I'm going to the throne because I want to make sure I definitely get in. But this here is straight ridiculous. So he was like, no, not too much on my name. No. And like he said, he wished he had not said anything. But since he did say something, because people were insinuating that he may have had something to do with it, he just felt like his friend should have came to his defense and showed herself as a friend. But to me, she shows herself as a user. Because remember, somebody asked her, like basically how she got put on in the music game. And she's like, through Jesus or God or something. I mean, well, God had a hand in it. But we only know you is really because of your sister. I mean, just being for real. It don't take away from her talent. But that's the way we know you. Hello, housewives from a housewife. So I just don't. Yeah, she is definitely a user. Yes, she is. I don't see why she let this go on like that, and then you want to, what they say, beg him now, because you weren't answering the phone calls. Now you're answering them. I mean, you're calling him and wanting him to not ruin your project that you just sunk so much money into. And for what? What was the purpose of this, Tamar? I bet you she thought this was something that sounds so good in her head, to do this little publicity stunt. It just looks stupid. Getting us ready for this new music thing you got going on. I don't know, Tamar, you need to do better. Because it shouldn't have went this way, and he still was showing her grace. Because he was really about to spill your tea. Because he was like, since I'm in on the joke now, we all about to make coins. Yes, you're going to pay me for my pain. And when he was about to spill her tea, he still couldn't even do it. Because that's his friend. But she don't show herself as a friend. Especially when you're in need. Because sometimes when people are the baby, they're, more selfish, So she's used to probably doing that kind of stuff with her sisters. But when we see little bitty Tony shaking tables because of Tamar mouth, because that's one reason why I couldn't stand her on the show. Because I used to thought, oh, she's doing too much. And I know she can't be that much younger than Tony. And she was acting like she was probably 20 years younger than them. Dropping it back when she was married to Vince. When she's dropping it like a hot, doing all that kind of stuff. I'm like, damn. But this here, I wouldn't want to ruin a friendship with someone because all it took, and he's still asking, it's for you just to go on your stories and say, hey, that's my friend. Y'all, everything's okay with us. But no. I don't know if she done it yet. But we knew we was getting ready for something because what he posted this morning or was it last night? He said, when I get through reading Tamar ass down to the ground, I don't want to hear shit. And girl, he could have took it all the way to hell and spilled, but friends don't do the mad day when they real good friends. And he was about ready to. He was. And you can see like the pain, he was like, here, I'm trying to celebrate my birthday weekend in Miami. And then I got to deal with this and all. I'm trying to call you to make sure that everything's okay because he went in on it. And she over here, the number one stunner. And that when that Cash Money, when that Barry man them number one stunner, your brother-in-law. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about this situation. Because, honey, it didn't hit the social media streets. And he was definitely not having it. And like I do say, he did her a solid. He didn't tell all he could tell. But she is definitely a person that only looks out for self-interest, her own self-interest. And, people say, okay, she might fit the definition of being a narcissist. Because it's always, remember when her and the girl was arguing over the white guy? And then the girl, what's the girl from Baddies or wherever, one of them shows on Zeus. I can't remember the girl's name. And the girl said all he did was she let him go down on her. And Tamar seemed so desperate, she still took that white guy back. Then only for him to dump her or they break up for real again. And then he go over there trying to spill her tea. So I don't know. I'm talking about her living with a mama and all that kind of stuff. Tamar, you have to do better. You have to do better. Because this didn't even have to be. It didn't have to be. And when you're friends with someone and you care about them, and you could have just said, oh, me and Funky, we cool. Y'all leave him alone. But no, I don't think she cared or mind because it was giving her the buzz. Some people think any kind of press is good press. But was it worth it, especially knowing that somebody else is in anguish here, He tried to celebrate his birthday and then got people thinking he tried to off you. I don't know. Let's see what she has to say. But that's my little 2 cents on the whole little debacle with Tamar. And I'll play it again. Did you hear what Funky Dineva had to say?
I want y'all to name a world where people accuse you of drugging somebody, doing something wrong to them. That faggot ain't nobody friend. That sissy punk ain't never been nobody friend. He hate black women. I know he did. There seems to be this misconception that I ran to the internet, told what happened to this girl, and then all of this other stuff happened, and that is not the case. That is not how it happened, okay? For the record, so many of y'all out there are so committed to disliking me and only wanting to view me through the lens of being some messy punk that you can't see the forest for the goddamn trees. Tamar Braxton took to her social media first. She almost died in a pool of blood and fell out. In on the joke, bitch, we both finna make a coin. All of a sudden, now they want to call me on a 3-way FaceTime. Talking about, Q, please don't do this. Y'all, please don't do this on the internet. They steady calling me. I'm not answering the phone. I'm not answering the phone. No, man. He's like, Q, please don't do this. No, let her ass feel what I felt over the weekend. Let her ass feel what I felt over the weekend. She's talking about, so then she's gonna write, let me read this shit. Let me read. Let me read this. Then this lady got the nerve to write, please don't ruin my project. I've spent so much money of this. I spent so much money for this project. This is my career. Girl, this is your career. This is my life. Are you serious right now? These people accuse me of doing some of the most heinous things I've ever been accused of on the planet. And the only thing you got to say to me in this moment is, please don't ruin this for me. I spent my money on this project. This is my project in my career. When all I was asking was for you to go back to your stories and put, Funky Dineva didn't do anything to me, guys. I was resting. I should have said something earlier. That was all you had to do, and it could have been done with on my end. Even in this very moment, that was all you had to do, and it could have been done.
And that's all she had to do, and it could have been done. But yet, you made him do a midday live to clear his name and about damn near spill your tea. For what? I don't know. Why does she feel like she has to do all this, all these shenanigans to sell a record? Why? And it went from him being a suspect to Yandy. Why? We didn't have to do this. We didn't, especially when you seen your friend out there flailing. You seen it. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Is she a stunt queen or no? And I'm out of here. Y'all have a great afternoon. I'll be back this evening to review Heart Hustle Houston. Good night or good day. Bye.